I have to after this episode, I'll send you a video on Instagram. It's one of my favorite YouTubers, Ryan George. He has a video about like how the people created like how the bathroom doors work. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I did not need to have that experience, but here we are in life meeting strangers in strange ways.
Yeah, and it goes back to like going back to the variables and everything. It's
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. Or I'm not on a Metza level of my IQ or whatever it's called. So yeah, I understand to a degree. I'm sure like enough is out there where even someone as not bright as me knows that certain drugs, nicotine and heroin and all that will have an addictive
Property.
yeah
Right.
property, yeah. But I don't understand like how could you relate something like that to gambling addiction? Like there's no substance going in. Now the thing is that whole dopamine thing, but it's like well that's the person.
Well, that's how they made the connection, because everyone has that chemical. So it's about what does your senses interpret the best feeling or the best way to get to that sense or get to that emotion or get to that feeling, or to get to that result, So if it's watching porn, boom, there it is. If it's driving real fast in traffic, it's always some kind of excess that possibly borderlines on toxic, right? And that's why it's a quote unquote dopamine, like the negative connotation with, because dopamine's good when you're hungry, when you're thirsty, when you want to say nice words, when you want to be happy and get a hug, like all those are the same returns. But when it's digitized and or it's toxic, then it's like, you shouldn't do that. But man, it feels so good. I'm not doing anything. It's them. They're. So I just look at the data. I like studying people and our habits and the idea of what the hell we're doing here on this planet. But it's like a macro view. There's no, to break it down any further or to go down. It's cultural. It's preferences. It's geographic. It's male or female. Now it's pronoun. It gets too granular if I go further down, and then it becomes too personal, and then I don't care. That's me not liking humans. I don't care about your problems. I don't care if you can't do something. I don't care if you don't like something. All that is your problem. What I really care about, or I don't even care about your opinion about me, more importantly, what I do care about is that if you're here to better yourself and or the people around you in some legitimate way. It doesn't have to be, the greatest thing, but if it's like helping an old lady cross the street, like something being trained to you, or if it's managing your life a little bit better, or stop doing an addictive property or habit, that's good enough, at least for now. But I don't need your opinion, dude. Like, I came to this country with very little and I still feel like I'm nothing. So I don't need anybody's opinion to tell me anything. But I would hate to feel like if I'm trying, somebody's trying to stop me. So I don't care.
Yeah, dude, because dopamine, like you said, is a good thing. You're right. Because listen, porn, it's something I have been for a while trying to stop watching less of. You know what I mean?
Why?
But there's people out there trying to ban it more or ban it completely or boycott it, stop it. And it's just like, dude, listen, if I can't stop jerking off to porn,
right,
that's not some marketing assistant at redtube.com's fault. That's my fault.
Listen,
that's me.
Yeah, and I would definitely be in that same boat with you. I don't ever believe I'll stop because it's not something I feel is wrong. I think there's a toxic side of it that's getting exposed that people are focusing on or harping on and using it to kind of pinpoint some aspects in reality that may or may not be true in regards of like how relationships are established or continue. Like, so if you're a dude that grew up on thinking women are supposed to be that way based on porn, and then you go out into the real world and you meet a woman predominantly and she's not like that, then that statistic is true. But what if you meet girls who are like that, generationally speaking? you know, girls who are just like DTF or necessarily don't care, you know, like then what? Am I wrong? Is my porn wrong? It's really ratio, you know, like maybe that's why there's so many damn titles in porn. Like they're they're showing you different ways to get at it. Like I don't know, man. I think the toxic side is bad, but there's no way to say like as a man what would not be better for me to find a way to satisfy myself than it is to try to go out there and use a woman just for that sake. You know,
I'll say this, man. Most of the porn I watch is with real people. Most. Those are real people. I don't give a fuck. Those are real people. That's just really happening. Those positions have names. There's a Kama Sutra book or whatever called on it. That shit. So there are real women and guys out there who do that shit. So if you and you can like if that's your thing,
and even if they're acting, they still have to do the work.
Yeah,
like
they
you can
do
act like it's good,
shit.
but he's still gonna fuck you. You know, like it's still gonna happen. You know, like so. I don't know,
dude. It's very few people that ruin it for everyone else. That's just like
and it's the few people with the voice. So there's to me again, it's that level of exposure. Like if they get enough of a platform, then you can hear them. Other than that, they not saying nothing.
Well, I want to say one other thing. Because just think about it this way. Like you said, dopamine. We kind of know about it now because, you know, the science or blah, blah, the studies, I don't know, whatever you want to call it's out there.
Data.
Yeah, the data. But dude, in cavemen times, a cave guy would get a dopamine rush because he probably smell a cave woman from 50 yards away.
Word.
But you're not going to ban
fresh water.
You're not going to ban that, dude. Like, it just,
no.
Silly.
You're going to aim for that. And that's, you know what it is? Well, I don't know what it is either. I'm just like you. Like, I like to read, but I assume nothing because, you know, everything is, shit can change. Hell, anything can change. But long story short, that's how they kind of, they use that they being science or how it's defined in humans observational the idea of dopamine is natural. Yeah, that's a scientific word for whoever the fuck whatever those guys. But long story short, you know, I fully agree. I think like it's something natural to want these feelings or to have these feelings, but it's something completely not working, or I use the word toxic, but even that has a negative energy to it. It's something not healthy when we either put it in the wrong place or do it too often. Like you can't say driving is bad if you need your car every day for work, but there's 365 days in the year, and more than half of that you intentionally get in your car and drive. So is that bad? Is that bad?
There's just so many laws, dude. There's so many, and laws never get taken away. There's never a law that's taken away. However, there's always laws added, and it's just another thing that you're not allowed to do.